Centrifugal casting is a process where the molten metal is poured into a revolving mold and allowed to solidify molten metal by pressure of centrifugal force. It is generally employed for mass production of circular castings. As the castings produced by this process are free from impurities, and due to the centrifugal force, the castings produced will be of high density and of good strength. The castings produced promote directional solidification as the colder metal, that means the lesser temperature molten metal, is thrown outwards of the casting and molten metal near the axis of rotation. Now, this process was established by Mr. Eckart in 1809. He had patented this process. Now, there are three techniques used in this. First one is true centrifugal casting, second semi-centrifugal casting, and third centrifuge casting. True centrifugal casting is a casting process where the axis of rotation of the mold can be horizontally, vertically, or inclined. Usually it's horizontal. The most commonly articles which are produced by this process are cast iron pipes, liners, bushes and cylinder barrels. Now, the process does not require any core, and also no gates and risers are used. Generally pipes made by the method of centrifugal casting. So, the molten metal is poured from the top, from the sides in case of horizontal type, and the centrifugal force makes the metal to flow up and to all the corners of the cavity. The casting is removed, and after solidifying, the thickness of the casting is controlled by the amount of liquid metal poured into the mold. Steps involved in this process: the mold of the desired shape is prepared with metal, and the walls are coated with the refractory ceramic coating. The mold is rotated about its axis in the range of 300 to 3000 rpm. A measured quantity of molten metal is poured into the rotating mold. Next, the centrifugal force of the rotating mold throws the liquid metal towards the mold walls and holds the molten metal until it solidifies. The casting cools and solidifies from its outer surface towards the axis of rotation of the mold, thereby promoting directional solidification. Now, the thickness of the casting obtained can be controlled by the amount of liquid being poured. An inherent quality of true centrifugal casting is based on the fact that non-metallic impurities which are less denser than the metal tend to be forced towards the inner surface, that is towards the axis here of the casting due to the centrifugal forces, and these impurities can be removed later by a machining process. Now note, mold could be rotated horizontal and vertically, as I said. When the mold is rotated in the horizontal axis, the true cylindrical inside the surface is produced. If it is rotated in a vertical axis, a parabolic inside surface is produced. Advantages of true centrifugal casting: non-metallic impurities, as I mentioned earlier, they are less denser compared to the molten metal, so they get forced towards the axis, so due to the centrifugal forces, so where they can be easily machined, which gives you a clean defect free casting. Second, no need of cores to produce the hollow casting inner surface. The gating system is not required, hence high casting yields. So this is very much suitable for mass production. Shrinkage is not a problem when manufacturing by true centrifugal casting, since material from the inner section will constantly be forced to instantly fill any vacancies that may occur in the outer section during solidification. And quality casting with a good dimension accuracy can be produced with this process. Disadvantages: process is limited only to hollow castings. The casting wall thickness is controlled by exact amount of material added during the pouring phase. Rotational rate of the mold during the manufacture of the casting need to be calculated carefully to attain the required thickness, and this requires skilled workers. Semi-centrifugal casting is a casting process which is used to produce solid casting similar as centrifugal casting. The difference is, in semi-centrifugal process you require a core. The process is used for symmetrically shaped objects and the axis of rotation of the mold is always stays vertical. Gear blanks, sheaves, wheels and pulleys are commonly produced by this process. Now the figure shows the process to produce a wheel shaped casting. The steps involved in the process: the mold is prepared in a usual manner using a cope and a drag. You have a cope, you have a drag. The mold cavity is prepared with its central axis being vertical and concentric with the axis of rotation. The core is placed in position and the mold is rotated at suitable speeds. So this is a core, usually less than the true centrifugal process. The centrifugal process produces centrifugal force due to the rotation of the mold, and thus it causes the molten metal to fill the cavity, produce the desired shape. So as the molten metal is produced, and since it rotates, there is a centrifugal force that pushes the molten metal onto the mold cavity, so filling this space. The advantages of semi-centrifugal casting: non-metallic impurities again, which is being less dense compared to the molten metal. They are forced towards the center of rotation due to the centrifugal forces, from where they can be easily machined to give a clean, defect-free casting. The high forces in the outer section that produce the molten material against the mold wall also ensures there is a good surface finish. Quality casting with a good dimensional accuracy can be produced by this process. The disadvantage is it is restricted only to symmetrical shaped castings. It requires skilled labors. Density is greatest in the outer regions and it decreases as it moves towards the axis or towards the center. The impurities such as inclusions and trapped air tend to collect and solidify in the less dense material which is closer to the center of the axis of rotation. It consumes more time. Centrifuge casting. Centrifuge casting: in true and semi-centrifugal casting process, the axis of the mold cavity will coincide with the axis of rotation. But in this particular process, the axis of the mold cavity will not coincide with the axis of rotation. The mold is designed with part cavities located away from the axis of rotation. Hence, this process is suitable for non-symmetrical castings. So, this figure shows the centrifuge casting process. So, here you have core, mold, here you have a mold, and this is a core, a shaft that is to rotate this mold. Centrifuge casting. So, in a true or a semi-centrifugal casting process, the axis of the mold cavity coincides with the axis of rotation, whereas in this particular process, the axis of the mold cavity does not coincide with the axis of rotation. The mold is designed with part cavities located away from the axis of rotation. So, this process is suitable for non-symmetrical castings. So, the figure shows the centrifuge casting process. So, you have the cope and drag. Here is the central spruce through which the molten metal enters, and these are the gates through which the molten metal enters into the molds here. The molds are away from the axis. This is a core, okay, and this entire thing is rotated by the shaft. Steps involved in the process. Several mold cavities are arranged in a circular pattern and connected to the central down spruce through the gates. The axis of the down spruce is common to the axis of rotation of the mold. As the mold is rotated, the liquid metal is poured down the spruce, which feeds the metal into the mold cavity under centrifugal force. Now, the rotational speed depends on the number of factors. It could be the molding medium, whether it could be a sand or it could be a metal, a size of the casting, type of metal being poured, and the distance of the cavity from the central axis. Centrifuging is done only about the vertical axis. Now, the advantages and disadvantages of this process. This process need not have a rotational symmetry. Hence, the desired shape can be manufactured, and it is also advantageous to produce large quantity casting. The disadvantages: you have centrifuging done only about the vertical axis, and density is greatest here in the outer regions compared to the towards the center.